And they said, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to get in. I said I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, but all the cool kids, they seem to get in. Oh, man. I was a cool kid in high school, I guess. I ain't a cool kid right now. I work too damn much. What's up, guys? It is Saturday, January 18th, 2025. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 878,932. Tick-tock, next block. Man, I'm tired, boy. The Bitcoin price today is just over 104,000. 104,100 as of this recording. And for $1, guys, $1, you can get yourself 961 Satoshis. And yes, I said it, for $1. My goodness, guys, welcome back to another episode of Satoshi Saturday, the official Satoshi Saturday. I think I'm the only one that does this. Anyways, guys, I don't know what I'm going to title this, as you can see from the title, whatever it is. I want to talk to you guys for a minute about dollar cost averaging and also pushing yourself and tricking yourself, because your mind is very, very strong and powerful, but you can trick it. I did the Bitcoin Amigo show yesterday, and in that show, I talked about changing my DCA. I buy every hour on the hour. I suggest you guys take a look at that too. It's the best way to do it, in my opinion. This is not a commercial for Strike. You can do however you want to do it, okay? Whether it's you do it daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, it doesn't matter, right? Honestly, the frequency doesn't matter. But I just happen to do it on the hour, which makes it even more crazy, right? And basically what I talked about was that I changed my DCA from a certain amount, and I two and a half times the exit, right? So let's say I went from 50 cents to an hour to $1. What would that be? $1.25 an hour, maybe? I don't know. My math is, yeah, probably something like that, right? Because you have no idea what you can do until you have to do it. You really don't. You know what I mean? And we've seen that in different scenarios. But everything is relative, right? It's just relative. What is a lot to me may not be a lot to you, and a little bit to you may be a lot to me, or vice versa, or whatever. I remember I did a DoorDash last year. I kind of orange-pilled a guy. He was a very, very wealthy man. And we got to talking, and he actually, the order that he took, he gave me a really good tip too. He ate it like with me and stuff, and we're just chilling. And he was telling me about Bitcoin and everything. I told this story before in another video. And he bought a lot of Bitcoin after we talked. But he already had some Bitcoin before that, and he sold it for some other stuff. But again, this guy's, you know, he's got my net worth in his front pocket, okay? And as I talked to him more and more, he started to reveal some things to me. He was basically saying how he felt kind of inadequate, and he didn't have a lot, and this, that, and the third. And again, everything's relative. And what he was doing was he was comparing himself to his peers. He was comparing himself to his neighbors and people that are in his inner circle. And in comparing to them, he felt like he wasn't doing well. And I'm sitting there going, sir, mind you, this guy has a crazy house. He showed me it too. He just showed me his house, his cars, his pools. The people that he had over were nice looking people, nice people, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, I think you're doing well, again, from my point of view, right? And I just found that so funny, and again, it's all relative. It's all from your point of view. What I do during the day when I'm door dashing, I like to learn in the car, right? I like to get as much information as I can, because I study a lot of things, right? I'm taking a few little different courses I'm taking, but I also like to get into the world news. I like to learn stuff about politics. I like to learn stuff about Bitcoin and stuff like that. So what I do is I trick myself in the morning. So what I do is whatever video I start watching, I put it on 2x speed, right? And I set that right there, boom. And I listen to that for a few minutes. And then what do? I set it down to the speed of about 1.5 or 1.25 or whatever, depending on the person's voice and what they're talking about and stuff like that. So from the point of view of the 2x speed, because I don't even play it until I play the 2x speed, 1.5 is slow compared to 2. But if I just turned the video on at 1 speed, at 1.0 speed, the regular speed, and then turn it to 1.5, it would probably sound too fast. You guys get my gist, right? Well, again, what I did with my DCAing, I was buying every hour on the hour a certain amount, and I thought that was a lot. I was like, oh man, from that point of view. But then when I 2.5x'd it, I'm realizing real quick that what I was doing before wasn't nothing. It wasn't anything. It wasn't, you know what, SHIT, right? So now I've been doing this for a week, something like that, over a week. I don't know. I'm so tired, guys, right now. I've been grinding to the bone, working a lot of hours and stuff. But I figured out that I can do it. I set it at a high bar for me, relatively speaking, right? So now when I set it back to the regular number, if I do set it back to the regular number, or the regular speed, if you will, using the YouTube or even reading a book speed analogy, it won't be anything. It'll be slow, right? So now, instead of buying 50 cents an hour, let's say I was buying 50 cents an hour and I went up to, what I said, $1.25, I can set it to $1 now and double it and take the 0.5 off and double it. Because again, in comparison to $1.25 an hour, $1 seems like I'm getting off easy. And that is the point, guys. Listen, I'm not a future teller. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I have no idea. None. I don't know if the price is going to crash when Trump comes in. I don't know if there's going to be a SBR, or if he's just blowing smoke up our butt, telling us what we want to hear, and he's just going to focus on some other stuff because he got a lot of, Trump has a lot of things to do in the office. But according to the poly markets and everything else, it looks like there is going to be an SBR. And as you can see, our price is up, getting closer and closer to this inauguration. Today, and I push myself like this for a reason. Today is my last day of being in my 40s. Tomorrow I'll be 50 years old. It depends on when you watch this video. My birthday's January 19th. Now I'm not making this about me, right? Because this next decade, we got 2.5 cycles in this next decade. And it's a nice number, 2025 to year 2035. And for me, this is the time when, I'm going to be working real hard in my 50s, these next 2.5 cycles, and epoch 5, 6, and half of 7. And then we'll be down to the last 1% of Bitcoin that'll be ever mined. It'll be 105 years left or something to mine 1% of the Bitcoin. Can you imagine that? What a system, man. Anyways, and as I reflect on that, I really know that I push myself to my limit. Like, I had to literally every single minute I had to be doing something to get to the point where I was at. Now, mind you, the number I'm talking about, the hourly buys. My old number that I had, let's say it was 50 cents an hour. That for me is a lot, right? I worked out all my bills and what I have extra and how many deliveries I'm gonna do and blah 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 blah. And then I did that and I said, okay, this is what I can afford. Let's just say it's $12 a day or something. Right? I'm just trying to make the math easy, right? But when you set that number, you don't realize you didn't put the X factor in, and the X factor is what if your life depended on it or something like that, right? You can measure, how long you can run, how far you can swim, how long you can hold your breath, or whatever the metric is, until something in the ecosystem comes out and says, hey, you got to hold your breath for another minute, because if you don't, if you pop up out of the water, you know, the water's on fire over here, you'll die anyways. Or you got to hold your breath even longer because the person that you love is drowning in the water, and you got to go down a little bit further than you had to initially. Or you have to run a little bit further to get away from this, or you got to do one extra push-up to do that, or whatever it is. And I challenge you guys today. This is the point of this video. It's not about me. I challenge you guys. First of all, if you're not dollar cost averaging, please dollar cost average, okay? You're not, it doesn't matter any of my links, forget all that. You're probably buying on a Bitcoin only exchange anyways. Most of them, if not all of them, have an option where you can dollar cost average. Okay, go over there and dollar cost average, right? Now, before you do that, if you're not dollar cost average already, figure out what you can do. All right, now once you figure that out, and then double it after that, or 2x it, or 2.5x it, or whatever you have to do, and then push yourself, right? I'm telling you right now, man, you can do more than you think you can. That's the whole point. And again, I'm not a future teller. I have no idea what the price is gonna be, but the main reason I did this is because, again, this is my last week of being in my 40s. I'm kind of pushing myself so my future self in the 50s can look back at the guy in my 40s and say, yeah, you worked hard. But my 47-year-old self, I think I was, yeah, my 47-year-old self, he didn't work as hard as he should have. And I'm saying that because I went back to one of my old videos, and I knew I did this before I watched the video, but I was buying at the time when Bitcoin was in the 20-something thousands, you know, floating from between $22,000 and $30. Excuse me, yeah, $22,000 and $30,000. I'm thinking about silver right now because I was buying silver at the time. I was buying a lot more silver than I was Bitcoin because my knowledge and my studying wasn't up to par yet, right? So what I did was I got up every morning. I set a goal. I said, you know, I'm gonna buy 100,000 Satoshis every day, like it was nothing, because at the time it was nothing, and it didn't really mean anything to me. It did, but not the way it means to me now, obviously. And I did. I got up, and before I even went to get up and work, because I was working at a pizza shop, and I was making probably more money at that pizza shop, to be honest. But I live way on the other side of town, and it's kind of a pain in the butt because I got to deliver pizzas. You know, in the middle of Las Vegas is just crazy. Here, I can just do DoorDash. I can work when I want. I don't have to worry about whipping back and forth to the pizza shop. But anyways, and at the time, the pizza shop that I worked at was on the way from where my place was on the way there was a coin shop, 2 coin shops. And I would stop there and buy silver and stuff and I looked at these videos and I spent way more. I spent $200 on silver, you know, and then I'd spend, you know, $25 or $32 or $27 or whatever on 100,000 Satoshis. And I'm screaming at the screen. Now, again, it's not about the fact that I didn't buy the Bitcoin over the silver, because I eventually sold all the silver. But my point was, when I remember one particular day, I bought, and this was on Cash App when the fees were high. I bought 100,000 Satoshis for like $19 or something like that, when the price was 18,000 something, 19,000 something, because I had to pay, I think it was a 3% fee or something like that. In order for me or you, especially if you live in America, as of this recording, to get 100,000 Satoshis, it's going to cost us $104 today. You know, 4x, more than 4x more work it took me today, this version of me today, my 49, 50-year-old version, than it did my 47-year-old version. And my point is this. Again, we don't have a crystal ball, but I know, and I'm pretty sure for a fact, and you know how this works. And this is before the SPR and all this other stuff. But now with the SPR and BlackRock and these ETFs and MicroStrategy and all these companies, and then the FOMOs of these different countries coming in, what do you think is going to cost you in 2 years or 4 years for 100,000 Satoshis? Do you think it'll cost you $104 in the year 2026 or 2028? You tell me. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, listen, man, the The future is on its way. Nothing's going to stop it. We are floating across this timeline together. And I highly suggest you guys also to maybe start a YouTube channel or some kind of vlog or a journal of, you know, what you did, what day or whatever, and you can look back. Because I don't like journal stuff, but because I made these videos, I can go back and hear what I was saying. And man, I sounded like a fool, man, in 2021, 2022, buying all that precious metals. But again, the future's on its way. This Bitcoin Satoshi train is coming. Get as many Satoshis as you can, guys, humanly possible. Push yourself. Make sure you're dollar cost averaging. I highly suggest you push it to the limit, as high as you can, man. And almost to you're working yourself to the bone. And try it for like a week or 5 days or however many days, and then set that bar and then lower that bar a little bit so you know that, oh, I can do it. I have to work hard, but at least it's much more, I'm DCAing much more than I originally wrote down on the piece of paper or what I was doing before, because now I know I could do it because I went up high. So listen, guys, I say this in every video. Nobody has any idea what this thing is. They just don't. You know, even me a couple of years ago when I thought I knew it, because if I did knew it, I wouldn't have had those few stocks that I had and precious metals and all this other crap I had in comparison to Bitcoin, the crap. People in the future, because of the work you're putting in today, are going to be bowing down to the statue they're going to build of you, because that's what they're going to do. I'm telling you that. You're going to be an absolute legend in your family. And you're the only one that can that can do this for your family. Even though you have family members that are alive today, they're on the same timeline. Some of them are younger, some of them are older. Heck, some of them have some Bitcoin, who knows? But they don't have the they don't have the conviction that you have. They just don't. They don't. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the hours put into studying. The only difference between me and that old Jerry, and from 2022, the 47-year-old Jerry, is I didn't have the time in. I didn't put the work in. The proof of work. Proof of work is not just putting your money into Bitcoin. It's not. It's putting your time and your energy into studying Bitcoin and Satoshis. And that's what it's about. So again, guys, listen. I'm going to not make this too long. It's already almost 20 minutes. My God. Do you, your family, and your generations to come a favor, and study this thing as hard as you can. Practice what you preach. Always. DCA, set your bar high, and make sure you guys get as many of these Satoshis as you can, because you're gonna have to work for them one day. And this is why I always say, stack Satoshis today, guys. Today, so you and your family don't have to work for those exact same Satoshis tomorrow. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.